Hey there, welcome to day 2. And I'm Rebecca Rahmani, and you are now getting more freedom in your business. If you haven't done day 1, that's fine. You can do them in any order. Days 2 and 3 are connected, but they don't need to be done in any particular order. If you are seeing this video and you aren't on my mailing list, make sure to get on the mailing list. If you're on my webpage, you'll see that RebeccaRahmani.com is my website. And if you're on YouTube, you'll have to click through, but the link is below so that you can get on the list. About every month, I'll be putting out either a new series like this or an ebook or something that can help you get more freedom in your business or manage your people in an optimal way. So make sure you're on the list if this is of interest, which it probably is because you're on day 2 and you must have liked day 1. So day 2 is all about the things that you are still doing that you don't want to do. Like, why am I still doing this? And I know you've heard about delegation probably a million times. It makes me a little queasy. It's so overused and it's oversimplified, right? Like when you say delegation, probably you've been in one of those situations where you got somebody to do a task and then the next thing you knew, you were managing them and it was taking more time to manage them than it would have done to do it yourself. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. But for today, we're going to start with the basics. What do you want to delegate and how can you be effective, right? So first of all, what are your strengths and what do you want to do? So yesterday we talked about significance and you might ask yourself, if I didn't have to do anything and all my businesses ran, or this entire business ran for itself, what would I want to still be doing? And it's a different answer for everybody. So I talked to one person, she said, well, I really only want to be doing the part where I come up with new ideas and somebody else documents them and implements them. That might take me 3 hours a week. That'd be great. I talked to another person who was a landscaper. She's like, oh, you know, I have this friend and he comes in and he talks to his people and he reads the newspaper and then he goes home. That's what I want. I just laughed because I knew this woman and I said, really? She said, all right, it's true. I love my work. I would drive my family crazy if I was home all day. I'd like to work 8 hours instead of 16 hours a day or 14, whatever it was she was working. And the things that I'd like to do during that time, I definitely want to get out there. I love seeing the actual landscapes before and after pictures. I love seeing the faces of my clients when they're satisfied. I love teaching this. Actually, she had started teaching other people her profession. I love that part of it. So she was able to identify the specific things that she wanted to do, and she was able to recognize that herself as a personality, she didn't want to be sitting around reading the newspaper. She wanted to be out there, and in particular, giving away what she knew to other people and teaching it. So on the worksheet below, you'll see a place where you start to think about, okay, what is my ideal? And then the next part is, obviously, if that's your ideal, everything else is what you want to delegate. And one of the obstacles to delegation, some things are obvious, right? Some things are like, I know I want to delegate the sales. I'm not a salesperson. Or I know I want to delegate the accounting. I'm not an accounting person. But what's not obvious is the things that you think you can't delegate, but if you break them down, you could. So for example, when you cook or somebody in your house cooks, that person probably even buys the ingredients. They buy the ingredients, they come out home, they put it out on the counter, they cut it up, all the things that they do. But at a professional restaurant, that's not how it looks. The chef might not even be there, or he might just taste the dishes. One person cuts things up, another person parboils them, another person fries them. So they've even taken the job of cooking, which is the chef's job, and cut it down into smaller pieces. And you might want to look at that for your business. I had somebody who I mentioned yesterday in the financial area, and she was really great at setting up bookkeeping systems for people. But she also realized that there was only a small percentage of that was original. A lot of bookkeeping systems were the same business to business, and there were only certain parts of them that required her expertise to take a look at. So she could even delegate parts of the thing that she thought that she was best at. So again, in the worksheet below, it'll say, what do you want to delegate? And in addition to whole areas, you want to break down things into the pieces that you want to delegate as well. One of the biggest blocks you need to know when people brainstorm is that we judge things at the same time we come up with an idea. So we're like, oh, I have this great idea. Oh, it's a bad idea. Instead of just write down your ideas. The secret to great ideas, the secret to one great idea is writing a whole bunch of bad ones, because that's just where the gems appear. So make sure that you're not judging your ideas before you write them down. Write them down, That's this process. Judging them, that's a later process. I trust you. You can do that without a video from me, right? So don't let yourself stop as you're flowing, the ideas are flowing. Now, finally, in the worksheet, for everything you want to delegate for each thing, you want to think of 5 ways it could be done. So, for example, marketing could be done by a new employee. You could hire somebody. You could hire an agency locally. You could hire an agency overseas, a low-cost person in India. You could get an intern, or maybe even some kind of automated software. Are all those feasible for you? I don't know if those are all feasible, but options give you opportunities, and options give you ideas. So, for example, if you had put down one possibility to train an intern, suddenly you might notice your cousin just finished high school and decided to take a gap year, and that might be somebody you could hire as a low-cost alternative to a media professional. It really depends on you, but those opportunities, once you've had an idea, something that you might not have even noticed before would become an opportunity for you. So that's the lesson today. Fill in the worksheet below. Make sure that you listen to tomorrow's lesson, which deals with how to be successful when you delegate. Because of the way I've set this up, you don't have to wait till tomorrow. You could just go click over and see it. And definitely make sure that you get on my mailing list so that every month when I come out with new content, you'll be able to be one of the people to get it. You won't have to remember to check in here. You'll be able to just get an email and you'll know when new content comes out. So thank you, and I'll see you on day 3.